Welcome to another episode of The Echo with your host Apollo P and
Kadiatu
and Jeffrey.
And we're here to discuss what's going on in the world. But first, let me ask you how my people are doing. How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm doing okay, yeah.
Had a good day.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, I left you guys.
Yeah, where'd you go?
I went camping.
Oh, you went to Rough It.
What?
You went roughing it? That's what they call it, roughing it. Roughing it.
Okay, no, I went glamping.
Did you go to Algonquin Park?
No, we went to La Belle. I thought it's called La Belle. Somewhere in Quebec.
Somewhere in Quebec.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was very.
Was it like real camping, like in terms of no
God,
phone?
there was nothing there.
No,
Like,
just cell
trees.
service.
What? Trees? Did I say cheese?
Trees.
There was hella cheese.
Cell service though, but rarely like one bar. We relied on Wi-Fi to be honest.
Where'd you get the Wi-Fi from?
Yeah, exactly. That's a real camping.
I don't know.
That's like
they had Wi-Fi in the cabin. Don't look at me like that. We went glamping.
What's glamping?
yeah. What's that?
When you have Wi-Fi.
So that's like half-ass camping then.
Glamping.
Yeah. Did you start a fire?
No, we didn't do that. But there was a
Did you
hot
cut
tub.
wood?
Yeah.
No, but there was wood already cut.
So you didn't cut no wood?
Lord, please.
Dude. What do you take me for a cut wood?
I take you for like a real...
Camper?
Yeah.
I'm not setting up no tent.
See, this is why I don't believe you did anything.
Yeah, you didn't
camp.
Yeah, we went.
You half-assed
we went
it.
Half hiking.
Half hiking, you said?
Yeah.
What's half hiking?
Yeah, please.
We go hiking. It's just not long. Kind of like a walk. But it's hiking up a mountain. I'm joking.
Did you
It wasn't a
fall?
mountain. No, I didn't fall.
Did
Did you
wear
go
bands?
canoeing, anything like that?
Yeah, we went through this like lazy river.
Did you rock the boat?
No, we didn't rock the boat.
Okay.
But it was lit. It was a good time. What'd you guys do here?
I mean, to be honest, I think we're about to have another installment of Rush Hour with me and Jeff. That's every time you're gone, it's Rush Hour. I think we're we're 2 Rush Hours in right now. We're 2 Rush Hours in.
Rush Hour 2? Yeah.
We're Rush Hour.
Wow.
Yeah, next time you don't pull up, it's gonna be Rush Hour 3.
3, yeah.
Jeez. I could not pull up the second. Probably without me. Not
It's gonna be Rush Hour 3, bro.
So what happens when I leave you guys alone for 2 days?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy next time.
It's okay. It's nice to be back though. So let's
Welcome
dive into it. Thanks.
All right, so Jeff, this is what your section is. We're talking about music right now. Lil Nas X dropped Montero. I didn't get the chance to listen to it, but I can say that I like his music.
You like his music?
Yeah, he doesn't really, to be honest, aside from all the antics, his music doesn't really reflect with his antics, to be honest, too much.
Yeah, I guess people were kind of anticipating this album. I personally wasn't. I recognize him as a funny troll on social media and got a lot of attention through that. But I didn't know what to expect going into this. Well, I kind of did, actually. He's branded as a pop rapper, and he really demonstrated that through this album. I think I listened to it a few times. Definitely a lot of like different sounds. Like there was some hip hop, but there was also some like soft rock and some like other different sounds. It featured Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion. I think Miley Cyrus is on the album as well.
She's like on the last track.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it was okay. There was a lot of radio hits, I would say. And
it's pop.
yeah, and it's actually projected to sell 130 to 140 this week, which I don't know about you guys, but that's a little underwhelming considering like the anticipation in terms of like you see how he is on social media, big following. It was an okay album.
I don't know if people were anticipating his album. Right. I think
Than the giving of the bird.
Yeah, I think so. More so, I wouldn't say it's underwhelming. I think those are good numbers. It could have been higher just because based on how, all the trolling he does, all the media press that he gets, you would think he's doing about 200K at least in projection.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, listening to it again, that was just standard pop music. There was nothing substantial, anything special, unique to him. There was different sounds that he was using. Like there was like a Travis Scott song that sounded like him, and some other trendy sounds. He was just going with what is popular, and it kind of worked.
Be like a TikTok hit or something.
Yeah.
He does all that for the social medias.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, whatever brings in revenue, right?
And I think most of his traction's mostly going to be on the social medias and the music videos. That's where he garners the most attention in terms of like where he where he's going to lie in music history, I think he's just going to be a person of the time. He's not going to be someone we look back and like, wow, he impacted music. Other than the milestone of him being an openly gay artist.
But the thing is, I look at him and I kind of compare him to Tekashi 6ix9ine.
That's a good comparison. I thought that too. I did think that too.
Because if you look at Lil Nas X, he promotes and perpetuates a lot of the homosexual behavior and stuff like that into his music. That's where he gets a lot of, or not his music, into like his visuals. That's where you get a lot of I guess the reactions from people.
Yeah.
Same with Tekashi. His thing was he was rapping about mad gangster shit, but like you looked at Tekashi, his music videos didn't really reflect that much of gangster stuff. He had rainbow hair.
Yeah.
He looked very like, you know, out there. But like you listen to the music, like the core of Little Nas music, he's kind of just rapping about nothing really.
Yeah.
You know?
Tekashi just draws and cusses.
You know what I mean? But
That's all he's doing on his
that's why like he needs to do a lot of this extra stuff to drum up a lot of attention. You know, he needs to be a P.T. Barnum.
I think at this current moment, like people from what I've seen from the LGBT community, they see him as like, you know, kind of a cool moment because he's openly gay at this current moment. But in terms of his longevity, if he continues at this pace, he's not really bringing anything to the genre. I think that if he really wants to incorporate his identity to the music, he's got to give the listeners a reason to like want to care more, maybe make more substantial music, which I don't think he will. But I'm just saying, if he wanted more of that, like relatability, or people trying to understand him growing up as a black gay man,
tell that story.
That's a story.
Didn't he have a song when he first came out? He said off his first EP. I forget what it was called.
Was it Old Town
It was
Road?
Cloud 9 or 9 or something.
Oh, you listened to that little EP?
That.
It had like Panini and
Yeah, the one that had
yeah.
Panini. I swear one of them was it Rainbow or something. I don't know. It was like one of them tracks on it, and he was.
He's telling the story.
You saying that like it's supposed to come out. I think he was talking about someone in the lyrics, and it's supposed to be like a guy, shit like that. But ever since that, he hasn't really reflected on his sexuality in his music in a very long time.
just more for the shock value. But we'll see how it does through time and what other projects he's going to release. And speaking of like debut albums, Tion Wayne, shout out to the UK. He also released his new album, Green with Envy.
Isn't that his gang? Isn't his gang repping green?
Yeah, I've seen there was a lot of
comments.
All right.
No comment, but that was a good album.
You did like it?
I like from the first song that I listened to. I was like, oh, this is a good album. I like the first song.
Yeah.
Tion Wayne, eh?
Yeah. T Wayne for the night.
This girl folks talking like
That
this.
Tion Wayne album, all right.
No, I know that wasn't supposed to be a UK accent.
That was your UK accent. Wait, hold on.
That was
not.
terrible.
Or you lot need to understand, yeah. Mandam already know the thing in it, bruv.
Yeah, that is more.
I already know the peas, bro. Give me the peas, bro. Give me the peas, bro.
That was actually not bad.
That was.
I want to be a UK road man. Anyways.
You want to be a UK road man?
Roadman.
Yes, you
You want
know.
to be a digga D?
Oh, crazy.
But I was just quickly saying my few comments on the album was a little more versatile than I thought. I thought it was gonna just be straight drill after drill after drill, but
Yeah.
there was some Afrobeat songs. Davido was on this album. Polo G was on the album. Surprisingly, he kind of did pretty well on that. But yeah, it was pretty versatile, and he was actually pretty open about his upbringing in. I didn't realize there's an Edmonton, London. Or Edmonton, England.
I thought every time they said Edmonton, I thought they were talking about
Canada. But there's a, yeah. You know what's really crazy? When you think about it, a lot of the Canadian towns and cities are based off
from the UK.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, there's a
London.
Brampton in the UK.
Brampton, yeah.
Yeah.
They got a Toronto up there too?
No,
No,
I think
Toronto's like-
Toronto's an indigenous thing that they just that's
Yeah.
us, the white people jacked.
But like
That's
London,
right.
obviously,
Yeah.
and everything else. Peterborough.
They got a Peterborough?
Yeah, they got Peterborough.
Damn.
Stratford.
Yeah.
You know.
Stratford.
Right. But yeah, good, shout out to Tion Wayne. You know,
Yeah.
killing it.
Tracks.
I never listened to this song. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, go listen to it.
Big Betty can make Ariola. You know.
Oh, they got that track on there.
Yeah, the body remix. Yeah.
Or Russ?
Yo, they gave a big shout out to Artie, man. Tion Wayne.
Yo,
really
Artie's lit, yo.
Yeah.
Artie's like, yo, to be honest, in terms of like top 5 white guys, I think he's right there.
Yeah.
He's right there, right after one of my favorite white guys.
H?
Huh?
Is it H?
No, H is not my favorite white guy.
No.
No.
Favorite white guy.
It's like it goes what's his name? Jack Harlow and then Artie.
Oh, you like Jack Harlow a lot, eh?
That was my favorite white guy, man.
Favorite white guy, eh?
Giancarlo, and then Artie.
I didn't even know he
Because
was-
Artie go on the track and be like, he be just having fun. He be
Have you seen
vibing.
that state of it, buddy?
He has a next shot. He has a next. Yo, Artie's cool, man. Artie's cool.
No, I'm really cool because I think it was a Reading Festival. H did a kind of his set, and then Artie came out for the first time. It was his first time performing, and
At Wireless Fest?
I think Wireless or Reading. It was one of the UK festivals, yeah. And it was so amazing because
Ate it up.
yeah, the body remix, yeah. So Artie's having a big year, so shout out to him. And Tion Wayne definitely helped with giving him that
I
life.
just wanted some more. Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist. Yes, that's all. That's fine.
Yeah, Artie's cool, bro. I listen to that guy all the time, man.
Yes.
Artie's cool.
And we're taking it back to Canada. We definitely got to talk about the election coming up. It's actually going to be tomorrow. By the time you see this recording, we are going to know the result. But
Gosh, yeah.
yes, but
Absolutely correct.
you know, I guess at this current moment, there is a tight race between the conservatives and the liberals. I guess, what are your general thoughts? What are your predictions for tomorrow? Are we going to see a new prime minister?
Nope, I think Liberal's gonna win. I think Justin Trudeau is staying right where he is, despite the backlash that he's getting from a lot of people. JT is not going nowhere.
Yeah, I kind of said the same thing to some people I was speaking to yesterday. My only goal here is when I vote, I don't want none of these fuckers that have any time. My only goal here is I don't want none of these fuckers that have majority government anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to have no majority government nowhere. I don't care if liberals in power.
Yeah.
I don't want him to have no type of majority nowhere.
Yes.
I want that shit to be equal everywhere.
Well, it looks like it is probably going to be a liberal again. I think the last time, it's important to note that this is a snap election that Justin Trudeau called. The election was scheduled for 2023.
Yeah.
He snapped it because he wanted that majority. He was talking about there's been disruptance and it's toxic in the
I like
chambers.
that.
Yeah, he
I think
tried.
it was too close to call it, but you know, it is what
But
it
he
is.
tried to do that, and it's happened before in history. Sometimes it's worked because people are taking, when people call a snap election, it's to take advantage of their popularity at the time.
Like they know.
They think that they have, they truly believe
That they're
that
gonna-
they're going to have the majority. But in this case, he isn't going to get that because I think some people are really mad about how he dealt with the COVID. Yeah, so that was a big.
Granted. I think well, as we can look from like the closest people to us, like the Americans,
Yes.
like how Donald Trump handled the pandemic showed that he was able to get kicked out of the office because, granted, he didn't handle it well.
Yeah.
If he handled it like superbly well, he'd still be
he'd
in
stay
office.
there?
Yes, he would be. But I look at it. I look across the nations, and I'm like, which country really handled the pandemic in the best way? Like, it's hard to handle a mass pandemonium of like there's a virus is going around, everyone's getting it. We really don't know what to do next. There's vaccines that's coming out. People really don't know what to do. You're trying to appeal to the public. You know what I mean? You're trying to appease the businesses. Like, obviously you're gonna drop the ball in many sectors. Like, for him to call the election as a snap election right now, I think it goes to his poor judgment, to his poor character as him leading our great country. And
How great.
You know what I mean?
Country, really though.
I think
hold on, you have citizenship anywhere else?
Yeah,
You do?
I do.
Damn, I don't. Fuck. I'm up right now.
I'm joking. I don't.
I'm up right now. I can't do much. But no, I just go look to Justin Trudeau. Is like, you could have just held on tight, fam.
And just waited.
Yeah, you could have just waited out. You could have actually had it look better in the eyes of the people over time than when the actual election was supposed to come in October of 2022. You probably would have had more favor of the people. But now you just doing this, you're still coming off a bad back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You tore your ACL during the pandemic. You're not really playing well. And you got like, good thing he's not playing against anyone else that's fire. Like, you got Aaron O'Toole is not really doing great. You got Jagmeet Singh, who's just promising wild, salacious things. And then we got the People Party, who's
I don't even know who the People Party is.
I don't
Who's
know.
the leader?
Who's the leader?
Yeah, man, I think his name
Former
is
conservative Maxime Bernier.
Yeah, there we go.
Maxime Bernier.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Maxime Bernier.
So,
Well,
and then you got the Green Party, who's like, Green Party.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think he's not playing. Like, you know when like a good ball player goes on the court, like,
knows that they're-
and like most people that he might be like up a little bit, but like he's still balling, but everyone else is trash in comparison to him.
You think that's what this?
That's what JT is right now. He's like the best. Like, obviously he's been in office for like 4+ years.
He's been here since 2015.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
So I'm saying, so like obviously you look better compared to your Your competition.
newbies, yeah.
Well,
The newbies.
I will agree that this snap election was poor judgment because some of the people who are talking about this election, they're saying that this is very selfish of him to do that, especially, and a bit hypocritical, especially with social distancing, comparing that with going for an election and going out to vote. So there's that hypocrisy. But I think what Justin Trudeau is still trying to promote is that image of him. When you talk to people from the worldwide stage, people still have a very high view of Justin Trudeau. It's like people call it in the political world Barack Obama syndrome. In terms of,
man, don't do that to him.
no, I'm not. That's what they say in the political.
Nah, don't do
that's
that.
what it's just. The,
You're gonna put
The
Barack Obama syndrome?
yeah, it's just that image, right? Kind of like that,
No,
it's like
You look at Justin Trudeau and you see change?
that's what people are saying.
Bro, come
I'm
on.
saying the way he's promoted as this like guy for climate change, even though we all know that's bullshit. But the way he's
Who was
promoted,
more for climate change than Justin Trudeau?
who?
Al Gore?
Al Gore, right? Former U.S. president, but
He's never president.
not president, right? Candidate. Sorry, my bad. But anyways,
who the frick is Al Gore?
Yeah.
Continue.
you're talking Canadian, anyways. But yeah, I think that this election, I think it is going to be a liberal minority as well.
I like that.
You
Unfortunately.
prefer it to be a liberal minority?
Like I just said, like I started this off by saying I want none of them people to have majority government.
We'll see.
You guys are gonna fumble the bag, make it a little bit terrible.
I think who are the winners and losers in this election? Because obviously, it's not just about getting the leadership; it's about getting the most amount of seats. For example, the People's Party did not have any seats this past year, so that's why they couldn't even participate in the debates. But having seats is still somewhat valuable, especially if it's a minority government. And who's the major opposition? It looks like it's going to be the Conservatives if they don't win, because some people are still projecting that Conservatives still could make that comeback at the end.
I think the Conservatives have always been a major competitive for the Liberals.
It's always been
those two.
liberals
Yeah,
and conservatives.
conservatives.
And I think that's one of the things I hate about Canadian politics. Though you could also say that's the same for like many countries, including the US, is that it's usually down to the two big parties. And it really sucks because if you're a conservative, if you vote for PPC, that's apparently a vote for Justin Trudeau, and vice versa. If you vote for NDP, that's a vote
like
for the
a waste-
conservative.
you're
You're wasting a
Yeah,
vote,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
choosing between voting for what you prefer. I mean, you.
And what you believe in.
Yeah,
or-
would believe it. It's it's really
You
makes
vote-
politics hard.
But you vote for your interests.
Right.
That's how you're supposed to vote.
No, not necessarily. That's how you're supposed to. But now you're trying to vote for what you compromise and what you're willing
What you
to
feel like it makes the
most sense. Yeah, and that
For
sucks.
your interest.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like if you really think the People's Party should win and you voting or conservative,
Yes.
but you really want the People's Party to win, but the only reason why you're voting liberals is because you know they're not going to win.
Right.
It's not your interest, in a sense.
No, I don't want none of them to have a majority government.
You said,
But I'm still gonna vote my-
I don't think it is going to be.
Yeah.
There's no way. And on the conservatives, actually, there is a lot of divide within the conservatives with Aaron O'Toole, because some things about Aaron O'Toole, he's actually the most left conservative ever, in terms of the fact that he does have some progressive ideas. He is pro-choice, and he is pro-LGBTQ, and even protecting trans rights. So that is something that is new and has caused divide within the Conservative Party.
It's not like the stereotypical conservative.
Or at least on that front, but there are still some other things that about the conservative that he still practices, whether when it's dealt about race and whatnot, he still has the same stance as the party. But in general,
About race, about what? Be specific.
well, okay, so between Justin Trudeau and Aaron O'Toole and the Conservative Party, there's been debate about, over the past year, racial inequality, and the topics have been promoted more because of the George Floyd situation, and then also the indigenous unmarked graves.
Yeah, yeah.
Those topics have been escalated. The NDP has applied a lot of pressure on the Liberal Party to actually call that out. And on the conservative front, I think that Aaron O'Toole, his party, the way he's promoting in the elections, he's been talking a lot about like, hey, like, yes, there has been some things that happened, but Canada's still great.
No, he lost me when he said the whole "Make Canada Great."
Yeah, he's trying to promote like we should all. Am I the only candidate who's still proud to be Canadian? He's saying that in light of all these topics, and it just really speaks to kind of where he stands on those issues, right? It's just kind of.
I mean, Why is that a bad thing? Why is that like a chink in his armor for
I think-
to be patriotic in a country
When was
that
it
you're
ever
to be?
really-
But hold on, I'm saying being patriotic in a country that you're trying to run and be the head of. What is he saying?
No,
Saying
I think
sounds
we should
bad.
still acknowledge
Yes.
the fact that these things are happening and the fact that we still need to take action with these issues, not just saying, oh, it happened, but we should still be happy. Canada's great again. Let's move forward. No.
No, I think
I don't get it.
I think we should redefine what it means to be patriotic. That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
To be proud in your country.
But how can you be proud of the country when you see stuff like that in the history and you know that?
I mean,
history?
you have parents. We all have parents. They've all done things that are unfavorable, but you're still proud in them, right?
No, but we still acknowledge the bad things they've done.
And that's the
Exactly, but
problem.
you're still proud of them.
We work together to move forward.
But you're not. You're.
No, I'm not proud of that.
Okay, there you
I'm
go.
not.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm very disappointed.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you. All right. So unlike
Very
Kadiatu,
disappointed.
Yes.
unlike Kadiatu,
I am disappointed.
who's disappointed.
Yes.
You have to look at certain things and go like, all right, this country has messed up.
Yeah.
Has a lot of egregious errors that it has in its past. But like moving forward, you got to move forward to right the wrongs.
It's
Well-
true, but it's how you're moving forward.
Like how are you moving forward?
A little apology, and
It's
it's
not
not.
gonna
Yeah, especially when we talk about indigenous, the reason why the indigenous conversation is very prevalent is it's still ongoing right now. There are places that still don't have running water.
Yeah.
So that I think that it's the real acknowledgement that their shit has happened in the past.
It's like saying sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it's because I think I remember Stephen Harper back in 2010. I believe he made a apology for the residential schools, but it was like a very half-assed, and then he continued to perpetuate the living conditions of the reserves. So it's like people are like that apology was bullshit.
Do people want an apology or people want things done?
Both.
Yeah, all of the above.
Both. Why can't they be
What's
both?
the issue of having all of the above?
To be honest-
one requires $0 and the other just requires some dollars.
I know, but like I think whatever they do, whatever you do, there's gonna be faced with scrutiny because you're a politician. So if a politician comes forward and says, I apologize for this, that, and the third, and it's like, hey, yeah, you should have cried. You should have dropped some tears for my boy. You should have dropped
Hey,
some.
good job for apologizing, but what are we doing to actually?
And then like everything in the world, like I guess it takes some legislation to be passed.
legislation, money, put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. Well, I think in the past few.
What?
I'm tired of you.
I'm not saying anything that's crazy though.
When you re-listen to this,
Well, I'm not saying anything. What I'm saying is what I'm.
you have some valid points.
Yeah. What? I'm not saying I'm not saying, you know what? I'm not saying, I'm not coming out here meaning sensitive, but like, yeah, man.
I want to make this clear. We're also not shitting on the country completely. There are some benefits to being Canadian. We are proud to have freedoms that other places don't have, and we are technically a multicultural country. But obviously, that multiculturalism has an asterisk because there's actually hidden things that happened in the past that prove otherwise.
To be honest, all countries are. So let's take let's examine our country and compare it to other countries.
Okay.
Right? Our country, the Western world, is painted to be a certain places, the land of milk and honey. But I think all countries are kind of the same in terms of government and how they've mistreated their indigenous population, whether it be like, maybe the blacks or the particular type of indigenous people that are already there before, Europeans and came and, did a whole bunch of the things that they did. Right, the government in certain places, they kind of show a blind eye to a lot of the indigenous people who are there already.
But what's the point? Like
What I'm trying to get at is that like, all governments are kind of corrupt. It's just we're a little bit cleaner with what we do.
But that doesn't negate the fact that he should still be putting his money where his mouth is.
And I think we can't hold our breath because a lot of the things that we try to do and we're trying to get them to acknowledge and trying to get them to change, that shit keeps on going to the wayside. It's like, hey, we hear you.
Yeah.
We got you. And then 4 years comes up, it's like, we didn't do it the first time,
But we're going to do it again. And that's the issue,
And
though.
that is the issue with actually Justin Trudeau. I remember that election 2015.
It's higher.
Yeah.
Well, it is because like I remember they were making two big things in his two big policies that he was pushing. It was climate change and the indigenous. He promised that those were his two biggest policies.
Yeah.
And when you talk to the indigenous communities, actually, I was watching the only English debate, which I don't know why we only have one English debate in Canada.
You had one English debate?
We have one English and one French in comparison to how many debates are in American politics. But anyways, I was watching the English debate, and they had a section for indigenous, and I've noticed that in the past 2 debates, like specifically indigenous. Before they didn't even have that. So first of all, that's already messed up. But now they actually do. They bring in leaders to ask like direct questions. And to Trudeau, they were saying like, how are you saying that you are for us, but continue to ignore us in the plans, especially when they go directly across our land? When you think about the pipelines and whatnot, I think that it's just a complete slap to the face of their people. Like, he promised that he would be for the indigenous. Like, I remember that. He was like, all the PR, I was like, wow, like this guy actually might be caring about the indigenous.
And then he gets into office and...
Like I'm saying, man.
That's why I don't believe anybody. Like,
I'm saying, man. That's why I think there's certain things that's got to be set in place where you got to like... whatever the LGBT community does in terms of like how they're able to affect the politician, we just got to be able to copy that. I don't know what they do.
What do you mean?
I don't know what they do. But they do something to kind of make sure that whatever the politician said they're going to do to help,
like they do it.
They do it. So I'm not quite sure. We need to, steal their tactic with.
Well, this past
you're laughing, but I'm dead ass serious.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think of like
what tactics? Because
like I'm saying, I don't know what they do. They don't
applying pressure in different ways.
I don't know what they do, but they do something. They're able to live a nice life.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, like this past election, you've seen how intense this election has been because someone threw a rock or something at Trudeau.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to chill.
Yeah, I don't know. This election is going to be, at the end of the day, not that impactful because when I really think about it, the conservatives and liberals, their policies are quite similar nowadays. And that's why the momentum of the People's Party, for example, on the right has gained momentum. And then even the NDP has gained momentum on their own ways with social media and whatnot.
Yeah, he has social media on lock.
Yeah. Are you trying to say like this is the end of the blue and the red? And now the purple and the orange are going to rise for it and shape this beautiful country we call Canada?
Canada, when you think about it, if you look at all the other countries in the world, the extreme left and the extreme right are starting to be more prevalent in those countries. Canada is the only country that I see in the Western world that isn't like really like polarizing yet to my front. Like
we got like too many parties that way.
Well, partly. Well, I don't like. For example, do you know anybody supporting the Green Party, for example?
No. Do I know anyone that's supporting the Green Party?
Or do you anyone?
No, but are
specific?
people supporting the Green Party? Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure they're supporting all the parties.
Yeah, just as I don't know them doesn't mean I don't support it.
All right.
Facts.
That's
obviously they're volunteers.
Yeah,
they're part of people.
I mean, I guess what's your prediction for this election after tomorrow?
The Liberals.
It is going to be Liberal. It's going to be much of the same.
If the Conservatives win, I would be shook.
If Aaron O'Toole wins,
If they announce that, I'll be shook.
Some of the left people are talking about how like Aaron O'Toole, if he does become prime minister, might actually, this whole act of him being progressive is just a front to get the votes, and that he's actually going to be like the Texas governor who banned abortion and stuff. That he's going to mandate that.
Yeah, that's scary.
So that is.
I don't think they can pass that abortion. They're going to try, but that's not going to get anywhere.
Again,
definitely be taken to like the Supreme Court.
It's really hard to judge the Canadian and American market because I feel like the Canadian audience isn't as polarizing as the Americans. So I feel like more people think the same than I realize than in Canada. More or less than like the United States.
Okay, fair.
You think about it, like Trump. Like I don't think there will be a Trump in Canada anytime soon.
I mean, Mr. Let's Make Canada Great
Maxime
Again.
Bernier is a Dollarama version of that. You know,
shout out to him.
Listen, he got rejected by his own party. Tried to create his own party. His first election didn't even get a single vote, a single seat. So, but
to be honest, I think this is a great time for him to shine.
That is true though.
Because think about we are in unprecedented times.
I think he will get some seats. Unprecedented.
Sure.
Anyways, I wouldn't be surprised if he does get some few seats because I don't know. I've been seeing some PPC these days around. It's been
Hey, man, that purple's gonna hit something nice, man. see, like most things in this country, people like to be so open and transparent about what they're doing in terms of political views and medical records. But I like to push the old narrative of back in the 90s where whatever you did, you kept it to yourself.
Or don't tell your business to outside people.
Exactly. I grew up in a black household.
Same.
Unlike some people.
Same.
Unlike some people. Don't let outside company know what's going on inside your home.
I was taught the same thing, but it depends.
All right.
Don't know why Apollo stays coming for us,
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the next topic here.
What's the next topic?
Western University.
Oh my God.
Have you guys been?
To the school
Western?
campus?
I actually haven't.
No, I haven't either. That's
I
London.
know you went to go party.
I've never been to Western myself,
Oh,
I'm surprised.
but I have been to London, Ontario.
how is it there?
It's London, Ontario.
How is it there though?
Retweet.
I've nowhere been anywhere close.
Nah, London, Ontario is like, it's like, I would consider it a college town just because it has a big university. It has about 2 universities, like.
Isn't it just one university?
I'm pretty sure it's just Western there.
Where's Waterloo then?
Waterloo is like Kitchen area.
Yeah.
In Kitchener?
Yeah.
What about Laurier?
Laurier's also in the Kitchen Waterloo area. They're the place that has 2 universities.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
All right, I got my cities messed up then. All right, so some bad things are happening in Western University, like what, 30 plus alleged sexual assaults, and people are looking into the campus life.
Someone died, or
Someone also passed away, but I don't like.
Yeah,
it's
the details.
But they did find a body. Someone did get arrested for it. It's messed up.
Western University sounded like York back in early 2010s.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people now on strike, like a lot of the students, some teachers I believe too, who are now on strike saying that the school needs to do better in regards to actually looking into these issues and believing these women. And I 100% agree.
Yeah, I think there's certain things we got to break down in terms of like what's going on, how you're able to police it, and then future tactics in terms of like trying to prevent it. I mean, first off, 30 plus alleged
Within
sexually.
the first few weeks of like school
Right.
starting,
Yeah.
that's scary.
there was somebody on Twitter. I think she was a not the council, like one of those like people in Frosh, like those
Oh, the leaders?
the Frosh leaders. Yeah, she did a whole feed on just like the reaction of I don't know the exact details of that story, but just the fact that like people were dropping like one by one. She was witnessing all this, but they couldn't get help because of, ironically enough, COVID restrictions, because of the fact that they couldn't talk to some of the
What do you
people.
mean by people were dropping?
Well,
Like people are being
see, I wish I had the full details. It was a Twitter feed, but she was talking about how there were people
were
reacting,
Oh, okay.
reacting to, I guess, drinks. It was late at night, like 2, 3.
Oh yeah, people were being
Yes, people were. Yeah, so I should have explained that a little bit better.
Yeah, all right.
And they were trying to get more help, and they couldn't get help from, I guess, the people who were in charge of the buildings. Just kind of like, because I believe university now, there's like security protocol to get into those res buildings. Like only people.
maybe
So,
COVID probably.
and they weren't really listening to like the pleads for help.
Yeah, 'cause you're right. There was stories going around where a lot of people's drinks were, a lot of females' drinks were being spiked.
Yes,
Fuck.
Like, imagine.
that's scary.
So like
It's
in terms of like those things happening, those incidents even coming up and making themselves public, how can I guess the campus police that? Like what is there to police and how to police it? Because I know that schools are kind of frowned upon partying, and a lot of parties do take place off of campus.
Like, how can you police that?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. It's hard because like obviously security is still there. I'm assuming securities were there on the scene, so it's like how.
Well, I feel like from what my gathering is,
Yeah.
they weren't really trained that well to handle the situation, because it seems like though they didn't know what to do, which is
they were surprised themselves.
yeah. And I think that just speaks to the campus culture. Like I don't know, I feel like there isn't enough like programs to like properly train them during these situations. And also we also have to speak on the people, the perpetrators who are doing these, like that just sickening themselves.
And I wonder if they got caught, like the actual people who were spiking drinks. 'Cause
To be honest,
cameras,
they probably
like that.
won't.
No.
They probably won't.
Or if they do, it's probably gonna go hush hush.
But it's really probably hard to, because they probably, I mean, I don't know how they
I was about to say you knew this a little too well.
No, I wouldn't know.
You're-
No, I was just saying like I remember that like there's there's been like some promotions around the idea of like women covering their drinks or never leaving their cup unattended at the club.
Hold on, those type of tactics have been around since the early 2000s. Like, just always walk around, always walk around with your drink. Don't leave your drink on the company, and then when you do leave your drink company, do not pick it back up because you don't know what's going on with it. You know what I mean?
People still like leave their cup there and then go back and drink it, especially when you're really intoxicated. People are just taking it.
You know what I mean?
That's really terrifying.
I'm saying. So, like there's certain things that it's like, all right, like, why are we gonna police drinks now? It's like, all right, every accompanied drink is gonna be thrown out. Then you get yourself like, yo, you're throwing out my drinks. Then it's, you know what I mean? Fights, unnecessary fights. It's like, how can you stop certain things? Like, I think this is like a weird perpetual like cycle of just certain things you just can't stop, and if you try to stop it, then it's gonna only arise some other issues that you.
The only
30 plus though, they need to do
that is fine. I think the only long-term solution based on all this is just kind of like raising our sons better. Like, just like, I don't know, it's just
big purr.
That's
Say that one more time.
just raising our sons better. I don't know.
Jeff said that with some heditation too.
Raising our sons better.
Hesitation.
Just raising our sons better.
Jeff said it like he read it off a tweet from a right
woman. It's the camera when you say it.
Raising our sons better. That's true.
Jeff is speaking from.
Are you taking notes?
Oh, what are you talking about?
No, it's not even. It's about notes. It's just true.
No, it's true.
It is absolutely true. Because you're right. There is no like short-term solution to that. You can't police things. It's hard to tell. People are very sneaky with how they do things, and
guys also need to start checking their friends. Honestly, females too. Start checking your friends.
Yeah, that's sad. That's happening.
Yeah.
So.
Take note of what Jeff just said, by the way.
What did Jeff say?
I
do not have children to educate. I do not have kids.
Did you deserve it?
Hold on, man. Oh, you know what? Granted, Nicki Minaj said, okay, so we have kids. You have to be able to be. You have to be fertile, right?
Yes.
You have to be fertile.
Yeah.
And you this COVID-19 vaccine are going around, like, it's giving people enlarged testicles and creating impotence.
Jeff, did you experience this? No. No, Siri coming through. Siri, though, excuse me? Wow. Nicki Minaj's tweet, it did go viral, and it also, a lot of people are saying it got taken out of context. But
what exactly did she say? So she said that about her cousin.
Yeah.
He got her cousin in Trinidad.
Yeah. Took the vaccine, and then his tentacles
got swollen.
Yes.
His wife called off the marriage.
Can you imagine that happening?
She said, pray on it and make sure you do research on your decisions.
Oh my God.
And that's allowing a lot of people, especially the Barbs, because the Barbs.
Aren't you a Barbs?
I like to call myself a Barbs. I'm not like a die-hard fan. I'm not fighting nobody over Nicki.
But
I love me the queen, but I'm not taking it to the streets to protest.
Yo, you think it was real though? You think like what she said? Because what she said was pretty specific.
You thought she was capping?
You think what if it was real?
She said my cousin in Trinidad took the vaccine, got his testicles swollen,
and his wife called out.
That's a story.
Yeah, you don't think
that's a bar.
You don't feel like it's real?
I don't know. You think it's cap?
I don't know. Like
that's a.
I think it's real.
It could be.
I feel like it's an allergic reaction though. It's not like
I feel like he definitely told her that.
Think about it.
I don't think she made that up. I think that he told her that.
Yeah, that story's so specific. Like, you
can't make that up.
And you gotta say in the treaty accent too. I don't even, you know what I mean? And then it's like the dude got his balls like.
Oh.
And then he said his wife left him, called off the marriage and everything. That's pretty specific story, man. That's pretty specific.
I hope wherever that guy is, he's doing well.
Jeez.
Like who like.
Wait, is the enlarged testicles a permanent thing?
Am I a doctor?
I'm just asking questions.
No.
Yo.
That's what you've been thinking about? Is it permanent?
I'm about to be fully vaxxed. Nuts hanging.
That is crazy. No, Siri needs to mind her business. No, I wonder if that's like the only person it happened to though. Cause like I feel like a lot of people wouldn't come out and say, "Oh my gosh," you know. What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to. I think the president of Trinidad and Tobago made a comment on this as well.
Dr. Fauci made a comment on it.
Saying what?
It went viral. It's like
She's a big name and she got a big fan base.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna believe that, or
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, listen, especially if you're a Barbs, what Nicki says goes.
Yeah, you know, actually, I remember that day because she was already on. She had some Twitter beef just before that. She was beefing Piers Morgan. Funny enough, if you know who he is.
For sure.
Yeah, she was.
He's still making noise.
Yeah,
They
they were.
already have issues with everybody. Man.
No, like
Yeah, Piers.
Did he get fired from a show because he was doing too much?
He needs therapy.
He was on CNN. He replaced Larry King.
He got fired because he was doing too much.
Oh, in the Good Morning America. Good Morning Britain.
He got fired.
Good Morning Britain. Yeah.
No, it was also some tweets as well. He was, who was he trying to like?
He was talking to his fellow. I think he was a black weatherman, and they were talking about Archie. Yeah, Archie and man, I'm forgetting all their names. The Prince baby and the whole.
Oh, Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle, yes.
I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? They're saying because
Because
he was coming at Meghan Markle for a long period of time on hard body karate,
Yep.
and then he was like,
People were talking
kicked him
about
out.
how he was butthurt because apparently he went on like a date or something with Meghan Markle.
A date?
Like not an official, but they were hanging out, and his idea was that there was a date, and then she left after to
me
meet
what he likes.
Prince Harry, right?
to meet Prince Harry, and he's been salty ever since.
Yeah,
So bad.
Yeah, and then like
Meghan Markle's a baddie.
yeah, and then
it's a tough one though.
yeah, he got fired, but actually he's back on TV now. Actually, he's about to get his own show on several countries under the Fox network. So he's coming back to TV. People love his voice, you know. So
It's that British accent. Ooh.
Not that British accent.
but back into Nicki. But Piers and Nicki were beefing because I can't remember exactly why they were beefing, but they were making reference to Piers Morgan's time as a judge on America's Got Talent. If you remember that. He was a judge. He was a judge, yes. And Nicki Minaj was performing, and they were just beefing about the fact that Piers said that Nicki did not say hi to his sons backstage.
Damn.
This is the Twitter beef?
Yeah, so they were beefing, and then Nicki had that thing, and then I saw the other
tweet
tweets.
came out?
Yeah, and then now she's off Twitter now. I think she went on IG Live.
Yeah, she did a live.
Yeah.
Basically trying to clear her name and saying it was taken out of context.
It was taken out of context
Yeah, so-
because she said a whole bunch of other things that everyone ignored.
Ignored, yeah.
But
She also said that she'll probably eventually end up getting vaxxed to go on tour, get vaccinated to go on tour. So it's kind of like shows that she's gonna have to get into it. And then she also put up a poll asking which brand of vaccine should you
should
get,
take.
like Moderna, Pfizer type shit. And
She's also she hasn't had a lot of good press these days because also her husband, right?
You know, it's not it's because she affiliates with someone that's kind of did some some dirt, and her brother as well.
Oh, right. I forgot about her brother too.
If you want to throw Tekashi into the mix, it's kind of like she got the trifecta.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's still her broski.
Yeah, but her fan base might carry her through all this still.
Her fan base has been
Barbs
carrying.
are loyal. I mean,
Loyal.
listen, if she was to drop an album tomorrow, I'd be gassed. Okay, so let me not gas. But nah, Nicki will stay queen. She can never be defeated. That's on her.
All right, so do you feel like Nicki Minaj has ushered in a new type of propaganda for people to follow it, or is the media just doing what the media does?
I mean, the media is doing what the media does, but at the same time, it's out there now. So 100% people are going to start saying, oh my gosh, now I can't take the vaccine because I'm not trying to get my testicles to be swollen.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's tough. There's positives and negatives to people of influence speaking their mind. Because one, it could be helpful. They could be pushing some helpful information. But on the other hand, it could also be terrible. In this case, spreading misinformation,
it could turn into fake news real quick.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
No, but like, honestly, even with the vaccines, did you guys hear how they're changing the names of the vaccines?
They are, like Pfizer,
It's not going to be called Pfizer, Moderna, and what's the other one called?
AstraZeneca.
So I'm
They're
gonna
calling
call
it some names I don't know.
Community or something like
Yeah.
for Fives there.
But what's the point of changing the names
Brand. It's all about branding.
to names that we don't even know how to pronounce?
Brandon. Oh, and lastly, so the Met Gala happened last week. Mm-hmm. Also, Fashion Week was last week. So there was a lot of fashionable things going on.
Shout out ASAP Rocky.
He came through with a blanket.
Salute to ASAP Rocky. But like Russel Westbrook took the headlines. I think he was most spokeable person in terms of the fact that he was wearing a skirt. I think are we going back into the skirt era again? Because there was an era back in the early 2010s where all
Wearing skirts?
the skirt thing was happening. So Russell Westbrook, he brought back the Russell Westbrook. And he brought back the skirt, and people were like, "Hey, yo!" You saw the picture of him in the skirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. Yes.
Do you have any comments on the fact that he was wearing a skirt? Is there anything you want to share?
I didn't care.
Didn't care. I feel like everyone's doing that these days.
Wearing a skirt these days?
Are you gonna wear a skirt?
Is everyone
Not
wearing a skirt
really,
these
but
days?
well, first of all, isn't it the Scottish or the Irish?
Yeah, like
they wear
kilts.
kilts. That's some kilts. Okay, so there's that. But I feel like a lot of musicians are just, or in this case, athletes, are experimenting with fashion. I think Kid Cudi was ridiculed too because he had like fingernails,
Like
the painted fingernails. Painted
He
fingernails.
also
Yeah.
had a skirt on as well.
Oh, he did it. He did it. Yeah. So I mean, I guess people are just challenging what is masculine and feminine in fashion. So power to him. I mean, he has a wife and kids. So
Who
What
won't
does that mean though?
what do you mean? What
What does that mean?
There's a lot of people
Bro, what does that mean, bro?
Sure.
What does that mean, bro? What
That's
do you
showing
mean?
something. Is that what
Just
you're
because you have a wife and kids, what does that mean, bro?
Okay, but then what about
It means
the
you
skirt?
got a family. But what does that mean, though?
So what does it mean to you when someone wears a skirt? I know you won't, but I'm just asking as a
I
man.
can see you in a skirt.
No, you
Really?
can't. No, you can't.
I can see you in a skirt.
You're not seeing me in a skirt.
I said it today. Y'all see him in a skirt, just know I.
To be honest, I think-
say it.
To be honest, I look at this and it's like he's really trying to get attention, but I think he's doing it in the wrong way. I think it's more so it's hurting him rather than helping him. Looks like a
Right,
weirdo.
he is getting a lot of back. You think he looks like a weirdo?
Dude,
Really?
this should not drip. You don't look at that and go like, yo, he
What if
look.
he's trying to start?
This shit kinda look
fashion,
foolish.
Like, you know.
You looked at I look at the fit, look real foolish on him.
I don't like. I just remember the skirt. Was he wearing kicks?
He was wearing like a Converse joint.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I didn't care.
Well, I mean, he's just off like good press now because he just joined the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James. He was on that Nas music video, and now he's just continued the momentum of his name being really
Also, I don't get
in the
it.
press right now.
Also, I don't get it.
What you get?
What did you don't get?
Like his career all up until this time, like it didn't lead into like, yo, you would see this type of man to wear a skirt. But you see him just pop up in a skirt. Like, what compelled him to do it? Is
Maybe
this
he's
an
just-
Illuminati ritual?
Illuminati ritual.
You know what I mean? Like you looked at, like I got nothing.
Woke up this one morning and he said, or he went to the store and he said, "Yo, this looks fire."
You know what? There's a man named Jimmy Smacks, right?
I don't know who that is.
He's an OnlyFans guy. He said he woke up one day and he said, like, you know, he wanted to see what it did for him, and then he went on and recorded himself sucking his penis. And like you just told me, you just gonna wake up and go feel yourself, just like I'm just gonna rock a skirt.
Cut the camera. Cut the camera.
Oh God, this man named Jimmy Smacks. He did that shit. I never saw the video though, but well, like I'm saying, you just wake up in the morning, you're like, yo, I just want to wear a skirt.
Russell-
like, his brand doesn't even like
But
his
how
brand.
do two into,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you
one
just
doesn't
said that.
correlate with the other.
You just said
I wake
that.
up one morning and I want to eat pancakes. The next morning I want to eat fruit with it.
Russell, what?
But like you have a history. There's a history of you eating different type of breakfasts. You're not
Oh,
gonna.
you're saying like, I mean, okay, but who is it to say? Who are you to say he can't just wake up one morning and wear a skirt?
I never said that. I would say his track record doesn't show him, so I'm confused as to why.
It kind of does. Hold on,
Why?
Let me explain. Okay, so Russell Westbrook has always been known for being very extra with fashion, and fashion is all about making statements, correct?
I see him in suits all the time.
No,
Tight
he
pants.
hasn't. He's also got.
Tight pants?
I swear he's worn like a garbage bag once.
Garbage.
That's a garbage bag is different than a skirt,
No,
though.
the point is he's trying to make a
Stop talking.
statement. Let me explain.
Stop talking.
No, it is different than a skirt.
It
though.
is different.
It is different.
So, no, I'm not
I'm just-
I don't know why you said that.
But what I'm trying to say is Russell Westbrook has always been about making statements as an athlete and a fashion guy. And now he's about to move. He's going to Los Angeles. And now he's about to go in like the Met Gala. Which,
So
this is him to get
Is
in the
this him
headlines.
being ingratiated into AKA Holly Weird?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Holly weird is definitely Holly weird.
That would be a thing.
Holly weird is a thing.
It is absolutely.
It's all a thing.
I like that Holly weird.
There's a lot of weirdos in LA.
It is
because everyone's like expressing themselves differently, you know. Well, they're trying to be authentic.
I mean, like when you look at the Met Gala, which outfits did you actually genuinely like? Right? It's just about like what can create the most headlines. Like
it's true.
ASAP had like a Fruit Pebbles blanket.
He had memes going left, right, and center the first 2 minutes he was out.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that big of a deal that Russ wore a skirt. I feel like, I mean, I think the biggest statement for me in the past several years, even though it was a while ago, was the Young Thug Jeffrey album. That was a statement for me.
Bro, we're talking about music. We're talking about fashion.
What does that have to do with?
That has
he wore a skirt and
he wore a dress with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The thing at the time, the thing with Young Thug was that he was pushing the envelope all the time in terms of what he was doing.
And
remember he was calling his friends babe.
Yeah.
He was wearing dresses. He was doing all of that type of stuff where it all made sense. He was.
So you're saying it was consistent throughout.
It was consistent. But you know what happened? You ever try Young Thug? Say, hey, bro, you want that? You know what I mean? He would go like, hey, yeah, and then he would pop you in your mouth. Because he was still a thug.
Really check him. Yeah,
exactly, because Young Thug was a thug. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
So who's gonna check Westbrook?
Who's gonna check LeBron?
Maybe he already got checked.
He's an athlete, bro.
Maybe this, like I said, maybe
and he got LeBron co-signed.
Maybe this is just his ingratiation to Holly weird. He was like, hey, bro, you want to be part of this?
I think I would start questioning things a little if LeBron came out in a skirt.
LeBron's not coming out with no skirt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Russ, I mean, LeBron has to co-sign Russ. They're besties now.
But also at the same time, like, is Westbrook? Let's talk about Westbrook's game. Like, is his game really like that on point for him to wear his skirt and us to respect his game? Dennis Rodman is able to hit the hardwood, look real like fruity with the everything, but like his game was respected. Like, do people respect Westbrook's game like that? For him,
real OGs do respect Russell because of his ethic.
Real OGs?
Well, just the fact that he plays
I don't watch ball like that.
He's just like the type of guy who he gets critiqued because he has come on clutch in times, but he gets the respect because he's under Jordan. Michael Jordan loves him, and
are you talking about Westbrook or Dennis Rodman?
Westbrook. I'm talking about Westbrook.
How is he under Jordan?
I was about to ask that.
He's signed under Jordan.
He's
what? Jordan Brand?
Yeah, Jordan Brand. Yeah.
Oh,
bro, I was talking about Jordan Brand.
I thought you meant
I'm talking about Dennis Rodman.
No, I know.
Jordan Brand.
Well, I'm just talking about Westbrook, and I'm just saying, like, are you trying to talk about Westbrook's game and what?
I'm saying, is this game even that fire for him to come out on the skirt like that?
Saying now they have to play.
He's a big name. People are Russ fans.
I'm saying, is this game that respected?
It is.
As respected as Dennis Rodman?
It's not Apollo approved.
Yeah, no, he is. Come on, we're not gonna. I'm not even the biggest Russell Westbrook fan.
Well, like, because Dennis Rodman was doing a lot of this wild
Russ
stuff.
is a big name. You ask all the kids, they love his dunks. He's big.
He's a dunker.
He's just
I don't
a
think
super.
He's getting me. I'm saying, Dennis Rodman.
Have you watched basketball after 2000?
I don't think he's getting me.
I'm just asking.
I don't think you're getting me, man.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think you're getting me, mate.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
In terms of his game, like Dennis Rodman was was on the court going hard body karate, and Master respect him. He was able to do all of that. Michael Jordan was like, hey, bro, he delivers on the court. He's able to do what he does, and no one's gonna check Dennis Rodman, but like. Russell Westbrook, he does that. His game's not that fire.
I've been answering it the entire time.
His game's not that
I've been
fire,
answering
though.
the entire time. Yes, he is respected like that. LeBron literally co-signed Brody. That's his nickname. And he's literally, even though he's, in my view, a little bit overrated as a player, people respect him. They love the way he is. He's a Compton guy. He's just someone who...
He gets traded around, bro.
It's not his fault, though. He was a loyal man.
He was on the team for a very long time.
Well, now he's about to get a chance to win a championship, and I believe he will.
Because he got ingratiated into Hollywood, that's why.
Well, yeah, and he's back home. That's where he's from.
LA.
So he's from LA, and I think that he is well respected. He does have the credentials that warrant that fashion choice. He's always been known as the most. I think people call him the craziest dresser at the NBA right now. He's always been trendy. Everyone's always been questioning his...
Trendy? I don't know if that's trendy, bro.
Well, according to Hollywood, it is. I appreciate the word. I respect it.
Hollywood.
I like Hollywood. It is definitely weird.
Hollywood.
Shout out Russ.
So you did something with that.
What do you mean?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. You just said Hollywood.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna lie.
I say Hollywood.
You did do something.
Hollywood, man. That's what it is.
Y'all are just gonna have to agree to disagree.
So are we wearing skirts? Come You know, next
I'd
fashion
say-
season.
Nope. Hell no, not for me.
Not for you.
Not for me.
What about you?
I'll wear a skirt. I can't wear a skirt now?
No.
Crazy.
You're supposed to be pick one side or another. I see what you picked.
Damn.
I see what you picked. Holly weird.
Big purr. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a skirt. I'm gonna wear a skirt next time. No, I'm joking.
Next time we record,
It's getting a little cold. No,
It is definitely too cold.
wear some leggings.
no, it's not.
Wear some
it's not my
jeggings.
look. Jeggings?
Leggings and skirts.
No, sorry, it's not my look.
I know you did that one time.
No.
Little cats
I did. Not with the kids though.
with the fire pink skirt on.
No. Maybe.
Oh God.
Elementary school. I
been known-
didn't dress myself. My mom dressed me, for the most part.
Mom dressed you like a jerker.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
All right. So that's the conclusion.
That you guys are gonna agree to disagree? We're not
Not
gonna wear
really
skirts?
much to
I'm gonna
disagree
wear
with.
skirts.
Yeah.
It's his choice. Shout out to him.
He could do better.
Gunshots.
He could do better.
Crazy.
He could do better.
One day you guys will agree on something.
You don't agree on nothing,
Talk
man.
about. That's not true. We've had some good conversations that we've agreed on some things.
Like what?
Can't tell you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So that was the Echo with your host Apollo P.
Kadiatu.
And Jeffrey.
And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, comment, and watch the other videos that we had done in the past, man. You might check out the other content we got going on.
Absolutely.
Should.
Oh,
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Street Voices.
That's Three Voices TO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, versus you.
There we go. And see us next week.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.